So our next speaker is Phil. Are you there, Phil?
I am indeed. Can you hear me?
Yes, excellent.
Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah, it's coming. Yep, ready to go.
Perfect. Well, hi, everyone. Thanks for taking time out to listen to us today. I'm Phil White. I'm the founder and CEO, and I'm part of London Cohort 1 from Antler. And I've been in construction for 15 plus years in senior management roles. And the problem I'm going to talk to you about might sound niche initially, but you'll see it's actually a huge global issue. Let's start with Uncle Bill. So obviously we've got COP26 coming up, and Bill Gates has just written a new book. And in that book, he's stipulated that we need a lot of Elon Musk, including ones who work on the super hard categories, not the sexy stuff, but the hard stuff like steel and cement. And this is where Cloud Cycle comes in. So did you know that concrete is the second most used material on the planet behind water? As a country, it's the third highest. If it were a country, it'd be the third highest CO2 emitter behind China and the USA. It's growing rapidly. It's not going anywhere because there's no suitable alternatives. And it's responsible for 8% of global CO2. And this huge global industry actually wastes about 5% of this really, really expensive, valuable material. And on top of that, the cement that we put into the concrete is often 10 kilograms more per cubic meter than required at a cost of 85 pence per cube. Now, fast forward 8 years. If Cloud Cycle is on every concrete truck on the planet, we can reduce global CO2 by 1%, reduce 500 million tons of waste, save industry 60 billion pounds, 35 billion litres of water, and reduce cement usage by 4.2 million tonnes. So it's a big task with a big solution ahead of us. And all of our customers are coming to us with problems. We listen to them first. This is around having things to measure and manage, but having no digitization. This leads to inefficiencies in process, waste, downtime, human resources, and many challenges. And this is from HS2 that we're working with in the UK. And this is Balfour Beatty Vinci, one of the joint ventures on that. At the moment, believe it or not, there is no way of showing what concrete quality was upon delivery. It's still an archaic solution of a test, which has been around for decades, and it needs to change. There's no digital way of testing concrete at the moment, and Cloud Cycle is changing that. And also, there's a big time restraint against having concrete testers on site. Cemex in London are able to do about 3,500 tests a year at a cost of £23 per test. With our technology, we can deliver 90 million concrete tests in a year at a cost of fractions of the pence. So we're digitizing how concrete is managed and deployed. Logistics is also a problem. Concrete is late, but it's always on its way, but it's never on its way. And also there's no way of telling how much concrete is left in the concrete truck at the end of each pour. Cloud Cycle addresses both of these issues. What about traction? So in terms of traction, we're working with the world's 2 largest concrete suppliers. We're about to sign agreements with Cemex globally and London Concrete, which is part of Lafarge Holcim. We're working with HS2 deploying across the whole project, which is Europe's largest infrastructure project. And what we're finding is the value of our data not only impacts concrete companies, but also construction companies and HS2 as the client themselves. And we're onboarding more and more joint ventures on HS2 as we speak. Our demand is expanding out of concrete companies into other areas. So we've got ready-mix concrete companies. We also have concrete truck manufacturers. McPhee provide about 80% of the UK concrete trucks, and they're already looking for exclusive agreements to sell concrete trucks that are Cloud Cycle ready with our hardware installed, where you simply log on, get your subscription going, and then your concrete is digitized and managed. What about the product? So we have just come to an end of development and technical validation, and we're now ready to deploy thousands of units by Q1 this year. Our backend is designed for every concrete truck on the planet, and all of our machine learning models are tested. We're also building full front end development for customers that might not be well digitized, but also API for fast integration with our larger clients that are very well digitized. And as you can see here, this is my co-founder Russ installing our hardware on a concrete truck. It's very lightweight, inexpensive, and a good mechanical crew can install that within 2 hours. This is a little bit about the technology. So this is about the concrete test. You can see the green manual tests in the crosses here. And what we were doing is we were testing, can our model match manual concrete testing? And the answer is, yes, it can. We were intolerant every single time, as you can see the green line. But each one of these dots, this line is actually multiple dots. So you can see that we can do hundreds of tests in the time it takes manual tests in the same amount of period. Our platform gives you real-time insights into your concrete quality, showing you what quality it is, also predicting quality. So we can tell you if the concrete will arrive to site within specification or not. Currently, if it arrives out of specification, that's rejected by the client. That creates friction with the client, as well as a cost to the company, around £1,500 in London for a lost load of concrete. And with our predictive capabilities, we can intervene into the concrete mixture to make sure that it arrives on site within spec. And we can also send data back to the batch plant to make sure that the concrete comes out better quality for the next run of batches. We can track all of the financial savings, CO2 savings, as well as the waste and water rescued. In terms of future development, we're moving to more advanced types of concrete, such as flow. We're developing a real-time volume capability in the back of the concrete truck. And insurance companies are very, very interested in what we're doing here, because we're the first company that could give them 100% coverage of the quality of concrete upon delivery, meaning they can strip out all the underwriting and risk that's in there at the moment, reducing premiums, improving insurance products, and giving us a really solid sales channel to market. We're excited to be working with Carbon Trust to certify every cubic meter of concrete carbon footprint that comes through our system, so we can start rewarding our customers with carbon credits and buybacks for acting correctly through our system. Working with HS2, we know the volume in the truck after a pour. We can also find a way to distribute it. Currently, any surplus in the drum would go to waste. We can now start distributing that. And if you remember earlier, around 5% of all concrete is wasted. So we can directly challenge that with this solution. And a really exciting development for us, we're integrating into BIM, Building Information Modeling. We can automatically update designs, show any issues to engineers straight away, and do a feedback loop to design. So circular economy is designing out waste is key. And if we notice certain design types that are creating more waste than others, we can tell that to designers, have them work on it so there's less waste last time. In terms of benefits for our customers, concrete quality is key, so we can deliver that first time, every time. This will improve your customer success, whether you be a concrete company, construction company, or a client. We can slash risk and reliability related with your concrete products, as well as safety outcomes through building collapses or building failures. We improve productivity. You know, we can improve the amount of trucks that go through a batch plant in a day, and we can reduce waste disposal fees. And all of that can be done seamlessly through our integration platforms, boosting your margins. And ultimately, we're in a world now where we know we need to reduce CO2, waste, and water usage. And our platform enables you to do that, meet all your ESG targets in a very transparent and learning way. That's me. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Phil. And we actually have time for a question if there is any. Let me see in the chat. No, I don't see any questions. I'll ask you a question. Where are you, I mean, as a company, where are you in terms of funding and so forth? Are you looking for more money, or where are you?
Yeah, so we closed pre-seed with Antler in September 19, and we closed our seed round of 1.5 million in July 2020. We've also been really fortunate. We've actually received over 1.5 million pounds in grants from the UK government. And we're just going into a funding round now where we're going to be doing our pre-series A, just to accelerate our radical R&D agenda. So early next year, Q1, Q2, we'll be raising our full series A round. And we're pushing to revenue by Q4 this year, where we're working with the world's two biggest concrete companies to get the global agreements in place.
Wonderful. I'm sure you will be successful. So thanks a lot, Phil.
Thank you.